Mwahaha, I gotcha. No, I didn't get hacked, but I had some important info to share with my viewers to keep them safe on the internet, and I knew that would catch your attention. First up, stop letting people scare the crap out of you. Just be smart and use some of the tools I'm showing you, and wear your internet condoms whenever you're on the internet. Whether you get free AVG and malware bites, or you use an all-in-one package like McAfee or whatever, these things do protect your computer on the internet. On top of all that, I'm going to give you some extra tips to keep you safe out there, because that's what OPSEC does, right? It keeps us all safe on the internet. My first tip is to turn off your router and reboot it regularly. This will change your IP address. Anyone claiming they have your IP address doesn't understand how home internet works. Unless you specifically purchase a static IP from your service provider, which is sometimes the case for established businesses, you have a dynamic IP. Dynamic means it changes. Static means it doesn't change. You might also like to restart your router when you're experiencing live streaming issues to determine if you still have the same issue. More often than not, you will, even with a new IP address, because sometimes your provider has traffic issues which disrupts your connection, particularly during a surge of traffic like when school lets out or after work hours. Anyway, stop letting people scare you with dumbass threats like, "I've got your IP address," or "I'm gonna hack your live stream." I can guarantee you nobody in the true crime community has the skill set, the software, or the computing power to hack any one of 1 million YouTube servers all over the world to find your specific stream. Trust me, you can quite safely ignore idiots who make these threats or claim to be victims of such threats. It just isn't true. Now, let's play their silly little games, shall we? If they can go around spreading disinformation about us, then all's fair in love and war, right? Whether Griff has accidentally infected his own computer by visiting the KZ Read website, or he's purposely sending people there to infect their computers deliberately, it is neither here nor there. The bottom line is, if you go there without your internet condoms and click anything, even the search bar, I'm about 90% certain your computer has been compromised. So, the rest of this video is going to be a deep dive on the KZ Read website, which tools I used to protect my computer while looking into it, and what I found out along the way. Before we jump down the rabbit hole of tools and explanations, let's watch this short video by Just the Receipts to see what the website appears to do.
And she said if you search in the search field for your channel, you're going to find your videos. And, she was concerned that, there was another international website that could be profiting off of YouTubers' videos. You do see my videos here, and when you click on it, it'll just take you to my video, and it's still on kzread.info. But the video is still hosted on YouTube. So you can embed videos anywhere. If you have your own website, you can embed all your videos on YouTube to your website, but it's still being counted as a view on YouTube because that's who's actually hosting the video. And then if you scroll down, you'll see, here's my description, and it will say KZ Read Creators Fair Use on KZ Read. I think they're, instead of YouTube, they're replacing it with KZ Read. And then here are the comments.
It appears to an innocent user to take a search term and collect YouTube results. This is not unusual. So next I will show you how anyone can embed YouTube videos on their website, and you can even save this simple HTML on your computer. It'll still display YouTube videos. It doesn't need to be on an internet website.
Sweat punch. Alright, just go to the YouTube video you want to embed on your site. Under the video, click on Share and select Embed. Now a pop-up will appear with embed code and some extra parameters you can set. There are actually much more options than what's displayed here, but I'll show you how to get the extra ones a bit later in this video. Just click on Copy. Go to your HTML code. Get to the chopper! And paste the code you just copied. You should see some code with word iframe in it. Just save the HTML code, and now you can view the video on your website. Okay.
And that's how it's done. So far, this is all pretty standard web development practice. There is nothing malicious or suspicious about embedding YouTube videos, nor searching YouTube for specific videos to embed. Now, let's quickly run through the reasons I became suspicious about kzread.info and decided first not to visit the site, and second to scan the site instead of visiting it. It all started around a month ago, possibly longer, when I found that video of Gigi on Tiffany Marie's channel laying out the story she fed to the Grey Nomad, where Gigi claims we all conspired with Nomadic Trek to take down his channel. I'm not sure how long she's been incubating this KGB conspiracy theory on her channel, since I don't watch her videos. Just in case the stupid is contagious. As you guys know, I started my channel about 4 months ago, and in that time I have streamed around 15 lives with an average of 200 to 300 chatters. What I have never seen on any of these live streams is a spam bot. Not once. Ever. I've never seen comments on my videos by spam bots either, until I published the first video about Gigi's harebrained conspiracy concerning Nomadic Trek. All of a sudden, I started getting spammed in my comments, and then I published the second video where Gigi's cheese slid right off her cracker, and what do you know, the very next live stream is crawling with spam bots. Not any old ordinary spam bots, but Russian spam bots. And even more curiously, the first spam bot hit the chat only 2 minutes after Gigi was removed from it. Go figure. This somewhat suspicious activity piqued my interest, so I delved further and I noticed some other strange oddities. As some of you may know, I've also been a mod on the Scientific Skeptics channel since his very first live stream. It was a very busy night the first time, and the number of chatters have been comparable to mine since. Among the half dozen lives he's streamed, he's never been hit by a single spam bot either. Until Griff lost his temper the other day. Within 2 minutes of being timed out, Skep's channel was hit by none other than Russian spam bots. These are the bots listed on his channel dash. Notice how they are absolutely Russian names, even some in Russian glyphs. Let's learn what a spam bot is and its primary objective. What is a YouTube spam bot? It's a computer program. It's nothing more than a Python script. Most are easy-to-use software products that allow anyone to create spam comments. Some bots can only make comments, while other more sophisticated bots can also create new accounts and personas, and some can even reply. Why are they created? YouTube spam bots are designed to make money for their owner. This is typically achieved by redirecting traffic from YouTube to a website that the owner has a relationship with, sometimes another channel. Spam bots can be highly profitable. Even moderately successful YouTube videos can amass millions of views. If a bot can even capture a small percentage of that traffic, it will make money. How do they make money? Spam bots are often used to promote scams because criminals cannot use more legitimate promotional techniques. We will go straight to point 3, promoting malicious websites. Bots are often used to send people to malicious websites. This includes shopping scams, malware websites, and phishing pages. So essentially, these bots are stealing your audience, or they're promoting scams or influencing public opinion. We can compare this description with the spam bot on Penny's channel the other day. It doesn't have specifically a Russian name, it's just symbols and characters. And it's advertising another podcaster. So its intention is to take the attention of the audience away from Penny's channel and have them tune in to this other podcaster. Our bots, however, are specifically Russian, and they seem to have no intention other than to appear on our channel and type a meaningless comment. So let's just recap what we've covered so far. We have this small group of people propagating a KGB conspiracy who somehow have Russian spam bots with sensitive feelings that curiously lash out when one of the group members is slighted. Is anyone buying any of this as coincidence? Anyone out there believe Isaac Asimov's sentient bots with anger management issues have suddenly hit the tubes? Yeah, I don't think so, Tim. Anyway, let's jump into some OSINT stuff and see what this KZ Read website is all about. So first, let's do a simple whois lookup, and we will go to this website and type kzread.info into the search bar, and the first thing we notice is it's not hosted in Russia, or Kazakhstan for that matter. It's actually hosted in San Francisco, USA. Go figure. Besides the fact that they're cheapskates, that's about all we can learn here since they've hidden their ownership details. The next thing I want to do is scan the URL to see if this website has been reported for suspicious or malicious activity in the past, and if not, to see if there is anything suspicious there. For this exercise, we'll be using this website instead, since it's by far the easiest to understand. Before we plug kzread.info into the search bar, let's have a quick look at a well-known website to see what it should look like if it's a safe place to visit. So we see here we have some green boxes in the most important categories, and that's what a safe website should look like. So let's see how kzread.info stacks up. Whoa, not a single green box anywhere. This should be a good indication that this website is not safe to visit. Sites that have been reported usually get removed shortly thereafter, so we can't really use a good example for that. Now, I'm going to dig a little deeper to see what is going on here. It seems there is some suspicious software, indicated by the red box, which, of course, indicates danger, Will Robinson. For this part of the exercise, we will pop over to urlscan.io to get a detailed report. We type kzread.info into the search bar and let it do its thing. Now, let's have a look at the results. Since I have performed this scan several times, the first thing that strikes me is the IP address keeps changing. For a website, this is unusual since websites generally get assigned a static IP. The next thing that strikes me is how many countries the connection passes through. In my first scan, it passed through 12 countries, zigzagging all over the globe. This scan has passed through 7 different countries. This particular test is called a ping, and it lists the route taken between my computer and the web server hosting the website. Given that it's a cloud server, this may not necessarily be an unusual ping reply. So let's look at the software to see why we get a danger warning. And there it is. It appears KZRead has a dashboard area containing a file named Fake Transfer App for iPhone and Android. Not being a hacker myself, I had no idea what this fake transfer app might be. My first guess was possibly fake transfers from images and videos perhaps. However, a simple Google search cleared that up real quick. This is what the app does. Interestingly, we have seen these apps in action on Scam the Scammer channels. The victims think they are accessing a legitimate banking app and accidentally give their login credentials away, or some such scam. To work out the exact nature of this scam, we will look at the other notable file returned by the scan results. It's not written in English, so we'll copy it and paste it into Google, removing the hyphens of course, to see if we can work out which language it is. Turns out it's Kazakh, spoken by the folk in Kazakhstan, and it translates to hackers steal and sell YouTube channels. They do what now? To see if this is a known scam, let's type that phrase into Google and see what comes back. This particular article reads,
How hackers are hijacking YouTube accounts to run ads for cryptocurrency scams. Google's threat analysis group has shared details about a long-running phishing campaign targeting YouTubers. The campaign, apparently being carried out by hackers recruited in a Russian-speaking forum, uses fake collaboration opportunities to attract YouTubers, then hijacks their channel using a pass-the-cookie attack, with the goal of either selling it off or using it to broadcast, of course, cryptocurrency scams. The attacks begin with a phishing email offering a promotional collaboration. Once the deal is agreed, the YouTuber is sent a link to a malware page disguised to look like a download URL. This is where the real action begins. When the target runs the software, it pulls cookies from their PCs and uploads them to command and control servers operated by the hackers. Having those cookies, as Google explains, enables access to user accounts with session cookies stored in the browser. This means hackers don't need to worry about stealing the YouTuber's login credentials, because the cookies makes remote sites think they're already logged in. Cookie theft is actually an old digital hijacking technique that's enjoying a resurgence among unscrupulous actors, possibly because of the widespread adoption of security precautions that have made newer hacking techniques more difficult to pull off. Two-factor authentication, for instance, is a common security feature on major websites these days, but is ineffective against cookie theft. You should still definitely be using it wherever possible, though. Additional security mechanisms like two-factor authentication can present considerable obstacles to attackers, University of Illinois Chicago computer scientist Jason Polakis told Ars Technica. That renders browser cookies an extremely valuable resource for them, as they can avoid the additional security checks and defenses that are triggered during the login process. A large number of channels hijacked this way are rebranded to impersonate large technology firms or cryptocurrency exchanges, and then begin running streams promising cryptocurrency giveaways in exchange for an upfront payment. Those that are sold off on account trading markets fetch from $3 to $4,000, depending on the number of subscribers they have. Google said it's reduced the amount of phishing emails related to these attacks by 99.6% since May 2021, and has blocked roughly 1.6 million emails and 2,400 files sent to targets.
Curiously, someone recently reported one of these scenarios to me. They were contacted by email and offered some kind of sponsorship, whereby clicking the link did indeed cause their channel to be hacked. Luckily, YouTube worked very hard and diligently to expunge the hackers and restore the channel to its rightful owner. So, okay, There's two main takeaways with what we have learned so far about two different scams: YouTube spam bots and YouTube hackers. Number one, YouTube spam bots are after big channels with a few 100k views at least that they can steer somewhere else. Otherwise, it's not worth any money to them. And number two, once YouTube hackers have hijacked a channel, they start using it to trick victims into clicking a link or downloading something. So our particular spam bots are not targeting large YouTube channels, nor are they doing anything suspicious or malicious. They're just showing up when one of the KGB conspiracists has been maligned. Kind of like revenge, but with the objective of making it appear like some of our audience might be Russians. And those conspiracists, who are claiming their channels were hacked, have no evidence that any hackers are actually using their accounts to broadcast scams to an unwitting audience. No, their channels have simply vanished along with their audience, at least those who weren't emailed and forewarned before the channel disappeared. Important to note here that Griff doxed his audience first names, surnames, and in some cases their birthdays, which is about all the information a hacker, like JLR for example, needs to find these people in public records databases and start taking out bank loans in their names. I'm thinking that subscribing to any of Griff's channels is not a wise move if you value your anonymity on YouTube. This entire exercise has left me with one glaring question. How did Griff and Gigi work all this out themselves? They don't have a brain between them. I mean, Griff wrote an entire email to the brain in the subject line. And Gigi claims to have all our IP addresses, indicating that neither of them are technically literate. So, who is the tech mastermind in their little group of conspiracists that is doing what we did here in this video to work out what kzread.info is? Well, since you asked, I do have a theory. Remember a certain person who disappeared and everyone thought she was dead? Yeah. And remember, I previously had said I found her blog, or rather her ex-husband's tech blog, which led to her being smoked out. Yeah, well, his blog is where he wrote about PHP programming and provided tutorials all about things web development. And I suspect she maybe learned a thing or two from said gamer hubby, or may even be in contact with him still. Coincidence? I think not. Anyway, there you have it, folks. If you went to check out kzread.info by clicking Gigi or Griff's description links, or by following the link sent to you by Lisa, best you do a deep scan for malware on your devices. Otherwise, all your cookies are belong to them.